Today we're going to be doing an abstract assignment called Distorted Portraits. For this you're going to need a magazine picture. You want your magazine picture to be about half the page of a magazine or a full page. And depending on which size you choose will depend on which size grid you're going to create. I have a half page size face, it's head and shoulders, and I'm going to create a ½ inch grid on this. So up at the top I'm going to measure in equal increments every ½ inch. So I line my ruler up with the edge and mark every ½ inch. In order to get a straight line, I need my hash marks up at the top of the magazine and at the bottom. So I'm going to reline my ruler up, starting with the same edge, and mark every ½ inch at the bottom. From there, I'm going to turn my ruler, and I'm going to connect my hash marks so I have straight vertical lines going all the way down my picture. When I'm done with the vertical lines, I'm going to measure on the sides the same exact way, so then I have also horizontal lines. When I'm all done, it will look like this. So I will have a straight grid all the way across my picture with vertical lines and horizontal lines. From there, we're going to create a distorted grid on a piece of paper. You're using a 12 by 18 piece of paper. You're going to want to look at your picture and determine, is it a portrait style picture or is it a landscape picture? This is a portrait, so I'm going to have my drawing paper portrait. From here, you're going to create a distorted grid. So you're going to start with vertical lines, and you're going to count how many you have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertical lines. I'm going to then make 7 distorted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if you notice, my lines have just slight curves to them, and they cause large areas and they have small areas. They are not squiggly lines. Right, so you really need to be careful of that. When you're done, you're going to do the same thing the other way. So you're going to count how many horizontal lines do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to do the same thing going this way. So 1, 2, 3, and so on until I get 12. When I'm done, it will look like this. Alright, so if you notice, I have some really long skinny sections, I have some tall skinny sections, I have some large areas, and I have some small areas. I want a variety in there. Once you're done with your distorted grid, the idea is you're going to transfer your picture into this grid. Easiest way to do that is to first number your sections. So I went, if you look, along the edges, and I numbered them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sections. Up at the top, I did the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to help when it gets to the point of drawing, because the idea is you're going to draw what you see in each section. So for instance, in here I have nothing in this first row. I have nothing in the second row. In the third, I have nothing in this first section or the second. I start to get something in the third. So in the third is where I'm going to start drawing my picture. And I'm just going to follow it all the way around until I get a complete outline. The idea is to get it so smooth that it almost looks like this picture is actually happening. I'm just going to keep following it all the way around. And when I'm done, it will look like this. So I have the eyes in there, I have the nose, the mouth, the outline, and this is where my distortion happens, where I have bigger areas, things get stretched out, where I have smaller areas, things get really tight. From there, you're going to erase all of your guidelines. So all you want is the basic drawing of your person. You'll have all of these guidelines erased. When you're done erasing, you'll have a nice clean picture of a distorted face. From here, you're going to shade it as if it's a real person. So you want it to have the highlights, shadows as an actual person. I'm going to give you the option. You can use pencil, you can use colored pencil, or you can use a combination of both. You're going to keep shading this so you get all the highlights and shadows and you get rid of any outlines of your person. Remember, just like you did your self-portrait, you always start with the skin first. And then you're going to add detail afterwards. So you'll add the hair, the eyes, the mouth, after you get the whole thing shaded in. Criteria for this is going to be attached to your assignment.